So this is assignment 1 for Algebra 2. Submission is in week 3. It says reduce to lowest terms. So these are 3 fractions that is needed to be reduced to the lowest terms. They are not in the lowest terms. And to help with this, here is module 1, and here is an example. Okay, and here you have those 3 questions, A, B, C. So I'm going to demonstrate using D. Okay, so I'm going to take a snapshot of this, put it in the worksheet. Number 1. So call this number 1 example. Reduce to the lowest terms, and I'm going to choose this one, D. Let's do D. (15/35). Solution. So as the instruction says, as the module says, to reduce to the lowest terms, that's the lowest terms are the simplest form of a fraction. We write a fraction in lowest terms by dividing the numerator and the denominator by the highest common factor. So you need to divide both the numerator and the denominator by the highest common factor. So in this example, you have 12 and 16. The highest common factor of 12 and 16 is 4. So 12 is divided by 4, 16 divided by 4, you get it 3/4. Likewise, 80/100, the highest common factor, that is the factor that is common, the highest one. Okay? The factor now is a number that can go into the other number. Okay, so 1 is a factor of 80 and 100, but 1 is the lowest common factor. 1 is not the highest. 2 can go into 80 and 100. So 2 is a common factor, but it's not the highest. 10 is a common factor of 80 and 100, but it's not the highest. 20 is the highest common factor between 80 and 20, 80 and 100. So you divide both 80 and 100 by 20, you get 4/5. So we have to apply the same principle to 15/35. So based on what was read from the module 1, we are dealing with 15/35. So it will be a good idea now to take your pencil, take your paper, your notebook, and start to write 15/35, an example to reduce to the lowest common factor. Because anytime you are looking at a math video, you must, for you to effectively know that you are following through, it is good practice to follow with pen and paper or pencil and paper writing. Okay, so for practice, because math, you have to practice it. It's like a language, you've got to practice it. Okay, so please write down reducing 15/35 to the lowest term. So as you say, the highest common factor between 15 and 35 is 5. So we have to divide 15, both 15 and 35 by 5. So we divide 15 by 5. We divide 35 by 5. And that will give us 3/7. So this needs to be applied now to A, B, C, and D in the assignment. So please apply this to 8/10, 9/36, 21/28. Look for the highest common factor of the numerator and denominator. Divide both of them by that highest common factor, and you reduce your 3 fractions to these lowest terms. Similarly to how it was done in the example 1.